The miracle of sound, and the story behind that miracle. One time we told you that if it were not for cotton, there might not be any movies today. For it is from cotton that celluloid motion picture film is made. This time we tell you that if Thomas Alva Edison had not invented the phonograph, you might never have thrilled to the magic of the talking picture. For the Wizard of Menlo Park is generally credited with first conceiving the idea of synchronizing a voice with a picture that moved. But our story this time is not of cotton, nor is it of Edison's early experiments with both the silent and the talking picture. Our story is of today's modern sound development, in particular, the sound department of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Douglas Shear, sound engineer of the MGM studios. Mr. Shear will start us on a tour of that fascinating and unknown land back of the scenes in a movie studio, where you will catch glimpses of new pictures in the making. Mr. Shear.
If I were to tell you that we have a camera capable of photographing a voice, many of you may think, how can they photograph something that happens in thin air, even in Hollywood? But with a few transformations of the sound waves, that's really what is done. Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy have invited us down to stage 24 to watch them record a duet for their new picture, Bittersweet. That visit should give us an opportunity to see some of the operations in photographing voice and sound, otherwise known as sound recording.
On stage 24, Director Van Dyke has ordered a rehearsal without sound. And during this rehearsal, we will take the opportunity to explain what will happen when he is ready to shoot the actual sound scene. Traveling across the screen is the Technicolor camera. At the extreme right is the sound boom. And hanging from its tip, directly above the heads of the stars, is the microphone. As the Technicolor camera photographs this scene, the voices of the principals are being photographed more than a half-mile away. The sound waves set up by their song are picked up by the microphone. Quick as a flash, they travel to the mixer's panel, where the mixer controls the volume of their voices, in the same manner as you control the volume on your radio. After leaving stage 24, the sound enters conduit running below the studio streets in a tunnel more than 3,000 feet long, connecting stage 24 with the sound recording building. Now the voices travel through relays and every manner of amplifying equipment, through a maze of wiring sufficient for a telephone exchange capable of serving a city of 25,000 people. Finally, the sound waves reach the recording room, where they are photographed in a recording camera on the surface of motion picture negative. The sound negative is developed in the film laboratory in exactly the same manner the picture negative is developed. And eventually the two negatives are synchronized and printed on one piece of positive film. This composite sound and picture print is the film that reaches this theater for exhibition. This close-up of a piece of positive film shows how the sound runs margin-like down the side of the tiny picture frames. But now let's go back to stage 24. Where Director Van Dyke is ready to shoot one section of the duet from Bittersweet. By a camera trick, we will also show you a flash of the scene in Technicolor. Lights, camera, action.
Let's have some hors d'oeuvre, a cocktail, and some cold consommé.
Shrimp a la Newburg, made in your special way.
Beef ragout, just for you. It's delicious.
Oh, I'm a slave to your favorite dishes.
Probably the best known face, and certainly the most infectious smile in motion pictures. But as many times as you have seen and heard Clark Gable on the screen, you have never seen a photograph of his voice. The recording camera makes this possible. As we fade in the sound photo of Gable's voice, we will fade away his likeness. Also, you will see a picture of Hedy Lamar's voice as she answers Gable in a scene from their latest film, Comrade X.
You, don't feel nervous?
What about?
Marrying a stranger. This is nothing new to me. I married strangers before.
Oh. How many?
Only 2.
I don't want to seem inquisitive, but what did you do with them?
A tour through the home of Leo the Lion would not be complete without a pause at the Little Theater for a preview of other MGM pictures on their way to this theater. Softly blended tones of Technicolor enriched the screen for the first time with the sheer beauty of Greer Garson, remembered best as the lovable Mrs. Chips and as Elizabeth in Pride and Prejudice. Miss Garson will be seen soon in a drama most carefully contrived to parallel her extraordinary talents. The picture will be Blossoms in the Dust.
Faces.
Oh, my, they look solemn.
What in the name of all that's holy am I to do?
Tracy.
Yes, Mike.
Old Parson Parsley's never seen Kitchery before, has he? Look, I got you into this thing, I'll get you out of it. Will you marry me, Tracy?
It's a great day for the Irish. It's a great day for fair. The sidewalks of New York are thick with Blarney. For sure you'd think New York was old Killarney. It's a great day for the Shamrock, for the flags in full array. We're feeling so inspired, sure, because for all the Irish, it's a great, great day.
And that isn't all. But the previews of the MGM pictures you have just seen are your surest guide to the finest entertainment any theater can offer.